I put a piece of bread outside my front door, and some pigeons are pecking at the bread. I'm not sure if you can make out Eleanor's posture, but she is ready to attack. The doors are locked, though, so they can't get out. Well, the cats are back at their station. The pigeons had left, but some sparrows came to replace them. I don't see them, but the cats are on high alert. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to my channel. It's me, Steven. It is 5:31 in the afternoon. I've got to be at my crew room in 44 minutes, plenty of time. It's a beautiful day here in Las Vegas. I don't think it got to be 70 degrees, which is weird for the middle of May, because like tomorrow's gonna be 90 and the day after that might be 100. So welcome to Vegas. Today's been very nice. I slept as late as I could. I slept until probably 10 o'clock and then hung out with the cats pretty much all day. We just cuddled, hung out. They've been just extraordinarily sweet lately. I put some bread out for the pigeons to attract some pigeons near my front door, and the cats loved it. Oh my God, they spent like the entire afternoon looking at birds. They loved it. Yeah, really nice day, really nice day. I think I'm gonna start off this video, if you haven't already seen it, with some clips from my pottery studio visit yesterday. Just one or two short clips letting you know, letting you see what I'm doing. What else? Yeah, so I'm flying to LA in about an hour and 2 hours, flying to LA, and then we have a 3-hour sit, which is exhausting as you could imagine, and then we fly to Atlanta. The silver lining and the reward for that sit in LA is I get to spend the day tomorrow with my friends in Atlanta. I haven't seen them in probably 3 years, 3.5 years. Before the pandemic, it was always like, oh, I'll see you next month. Well, I don't have any good layovers, so I'll see you. And then the pandemic hit, of course. So I haven't seen them all in forever. So if you've been with me from the beginning, shout out to you. If you've been with me since the beginning, you remember the house, right? So I'm going to be spending tomorrow, hopefully, at the house with the guys and the puppies. So I'm very excited about this layover. I haven't seen them in so long, and I miss them so much. I love these guys. So I will see you guys at the airport or in LA. All right, see you soon. Hey guys, hi. So we're going to start boarding in a moment, but we are going to have 177 guests on board, and we're flying to LA. That'll take us 46 minutes. Maintenance is on board, replacing a little placard in the bathroom, one of the labs. But that's it. Good crew, good solid crew, no complaints. We're all dreading that sit, but I have cold pizza and I have little cuties, little tangerines. I'll spend the whole time eating and listing things on eBay. So I will see you in LA. All right, I wanted to tell you about this flight from Vegas to LA, but it has been so loud here in the airport and all the announcements and stuff. So I'm gonna tell you the story once I get to Atlanta. Just remind me to tell you, it was a mess. It was a total mess, but I'll tell you about that when I get to Atlanta. Hey guys, hi. So our plane showed up, they deplaned, and we popped on and did our safety checks for our safety equipment. One of the flashlights in the back is unsealed. The seal has been broken. So we have security on board, not security, maintenance on board looking at that. That might be something we can fly without being fixed, but I don't know. That's not my pay grade. So we are completely full. I don't have the time yet because the pilots have not arrived and they don't have paperwork. What else? That sit was not as debilitating as I was expecting it to be. It was relatively easy. I just ate. I had 2 pieces of pizza. I have 2 pieces left over, but I had 2 pieces of pizza that had thawed out just enough. A big giant sugar cookie from this farmer's market joke down the street, down the hall, and a bottle of water. So that got me through the sit, and now we're just waiting for maintenance to see whether or not they have to fix that little flashlight seal. And there you go. We don't have pilots yet. They're not here. I don't know what that means. It might be that they're on a flight arriving shortly, or I don't know. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Atlanta. I'm going to be talking a little bit quieter, so I hope you can hear me. I think one of my coworkers is next door to me, and I don't want to wake her up if she's sleeping. Hi, welcome to Atlanta. The flight from LA here was easy as pie. Really, really simple flight. Pretty much everyone slept the whole time. Um, so yeah, no complaints, no problems. I think when I started this trip, I think I told you I was with a solid crew, which isn't really a huge compliment, right? It's like, yeah, they're okay. But I've really, really fallen for them. Just great group of people. My chaser was lovely and pleasant, super, super talented artist. She's amazing. And then our position B, is it Yancey? I forget his first name. What a nice guy. Really, really nice guy. So much charisma in one little person. You know, I'm not little, he's smaller than I am, but so much charisma. That didn't come out right. I was watching him interact with people, and he just has this way of connecting with people. I was like stunned and jealous, you know, because I have my ways of connecting with people, but he just had this effortless way about him. I was just so jealous. But and then JC, who is someone I've flown with for years, and she's lovely. I don't think we've really ever like gotten along as well as we have on this flight, but she has a ton of stuff to sell on. I'd suggest you should go to Poshmark, but we had a nice conversation about that stuff. But really nice crew, really, really, really nice crew. Our passengers were wonderful, especially from LA here. Not always expected, because LA and Atlanta both had their slight challenges. If you're a flight attendant, you know what I'm talking about. Um, but it was the Las Vegas to LA flight that was the kicker. The second time the doors closed, no problems. But before that, yeah. So boarding was kind of chaotic. It was more chaotic than normal. We had divided families, and we had just all sorts of chaos going on. And there was this one young man when he was boarding. I kind of wasn't sure what. There was a little spidey sense going on. A little red flag popped up, right? Because his behavior was a little off. And in those cases, you kind of have to ask coworkers to check out what they think. Excuse me, what they think. And yeah, so he seemed a little off. So we were about to close the door, and apparently one of them gets up and goes into the lavatory. Now we can't move the plane. The door is closed. The door is closed. Bins are closed. Bags are stowed. He's in the bathroom. So the door has been closed, but we can't move until he's back in his seat. So I made an announcement, and then a second announcement, just a general announcement. You know, please, if you're up and about in the cabin, please return to your seat. And it was very odd how long he was in the lavatory. They were knocking, my coworkers were knocking, and then when he came out, he disregarded them entirely. He didn't seem to know they existed, and he wasn't responding to any questions or anything. So that raised a bigger flag. So I went down and walked down to where they were sitting on the plane, and when I got there, the tray table was down. I'm sorry to make this a long story. The tray table was down, and there was a big thing of French fries with cheese all over it, and a big Bud Light, a big like aluminum bottle shape of Bud Light. And I went, oh. And the kid who was sitting there went, oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have my tray table up. And I'm like, that's the least of your problems right now. And his friend who was in the bathroom grabbed the fries and kind of, again, I'm not a medical professional, so I can't tell you he was intoxicated. He was behaving in a very intoxicated way. He kind of swung around and tried to push the French fries at me as if like, here, take our trash. I would be very fine with taking trash, but then he grabbed a beer and started to try to take a drink, and I went, no, 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 sorry. I brought it up, and I put it on the front galley, and I told the captain, I said, hey, I'm going to need a CRO, a complaint resolution officer. And a CRO is to deal with possible intoxication, Anytime that someone with a disability might feel that they're being impinged upon or infringed upon or whatever, when something's just not going right with a very particular thing, we would call a CRO over. And so I asked for a CRO. One did not show up. Instead, the gate agent showed up, and they had told her to get these guys off our plane. The captain was very happy to see them go. And they thankfully left without a lot of distress or yelling or screaming. And they just gathered their things and walked off the plane. But it just seemed like a lot. It doesn't sound very dramatic, but on top of all the chaos that we had during that boarding process, to have these guys, drinking open containers, seemingly to be very intoxicated, it just made for a very chaotic start to the day. The sit in LA was easy. It was 3 hours, almost 3 hours. I sat there, I ate, I watched some videos, blah, blah, blah. So I just ate a piece of pizza and I ate some fruit cocktail. That was my breakfast. I know. I have been awful about meal prepping. I've just been so lazy. But I'm going to get in bed in a moment, go to sleep for a couple hours, waking up about 11:30, I think, to take a quick shower and throw some clothes on to hopefully meet with my friends Steve, Juan, and Phil. And we'll see what happens from here. So thanks for sitting and listening to my story. And I will see you later. All right, see ya. All right, hi guys. So I slept for maybe 2 hours, and then I got a message letting me know that they were running a few minutes late. So I got up, threw my clothes on, got back in bed with my clothes on, and just closed my eyes for another 15 minutes. So I'm good. I just took a little caffeine, and they're downstairs. They're in the car, so I'm gonna see my friends for the first time in 4.5 years. It's a very nice hotel lobby. There they are. I'm gonna get taken out by a revolving door. Okay. Slow me down. There's my friend Steven right there. Hi. And Juan's in the car. Say hi.
Hey.
Hi.
How are ya?
Hi.
Been a while.
Oh my gosh. Hi, Juan. All right.
This only got half painted yesterday. Sorry about that.
Oh, I'm so offended. So, hey, hi, look at you. This is Phil. Everybody say hi to Phil. How gorgeous is Phil? Hi. Oh my God. Phil gets the best hugs. Oh. Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. Good. My YouTube subscribers, if you're with me, wait, say hi to Phil. Look how handsome. Look at here's Juan. And there's, but look at the babies. Look at the babies. Hi, honey. Rachel.
They're all clean.
Oh my God, they haven't aged a day. Hi, babies.
She didn't even
Hi, I can stop filming. Hi, baby. Oh, what beautiful little babies. Rachel looks like Audrey Hepburn. Hi, hon. Oh, what am I doing? Oh, this is what you would call a dom cap, but that was a different life. A dom. It's a very different life. No, they're the opposite of Tom DeLuise. But do you guys remember the house? Remember this? You guys who have been with me for a long time, you remember the house, the backyard. We'll go back out there again, but yeah, I'll see you guys later. This is their little garden. Again, if you've been here, was that a hawk? Oh, it's a big hawk. If you've been with me for a long time, you remember this backyard here. It's a beautiful day. It's probably 80 degrees, no wind. Yep. It's a beautiful day. Hey, Rachel. Hey, Rachel. Rachel reminds me a lot of Eleanor. Sweet, lovable, a little stupid. Let me hide the address, but
My friend Steven has been saving my mail. Yeah, expired credit card applications. Thanks. Look at this day. Look at this day. We're just kind of hanging out. Hello. Just hanging out, chatting. But I looked up and I'm like, oh my God, it's so pretty.
The skies.
Hello, baby doll. Hello, love. Hi, sweetheart. Oh, my baby. What do you think of the hat? Doesn't it make you think of like Vincent van Gogh or something? I love this hat. I bought this years and years ago, but I never wore it. Never wore it once. And I love this. It'll do well in Vegas. So Steven just helped me go through all of the things I had left here when I stayed here. And so we made a big pile for Goodwill for him to drop off at Goodwill. There's a big box of stuff he's going to ship to me, including a whole bunch of ties I used to wear to Neiman's and Saks. And that I'm going to try and stuff in my bags to bring back to Las Vegas with me. So it was fun to kind of dig through some memories, a couple fun hats. One that reminds me of an artist that cut his ear off, and the other that looks a little bit like the Village People. That fan. Yeah, this is part of who I used to be, if you believe it or not. Crazy. Those are the days. Of course, I'm going to try and sell that hat on eBay. Want to say hi to your friends? Hi, baby. Oh, I've missed the babies, the puppies. Hi, sweetheart. We can't even see her. Isn't she beautiful? Look at that little face. Oh, honey. I miss these little babies. Doll. Hi, Rachel. Hi, baby doll. You're the sweetest thing. You're the sweetest thing. And the evening is falling in Atlanta, and my time here is short. We just had some Chinese food, and I think we're gonna head out soon. But look at it. Look at the baby. You're gonna come in or you're gonna stay out? Good girl. All right, so I'm back at the hotel, but look at this. This is the coolest thing. They have beehives. And if you look, you'll see the bees coming in and out of the hive. Is that not the coolest thing you've ever seen at a hotel? I wonder if they use the honey in the restaurant. That would be cool. Hey guys, hi. So I'm back in the hotel room. I came into the bathroom because the room itself is very dark and there's one little tiny light. Plus I can hear my neighbors talking, and I'm sure they can hear me talking if I were to start. So I figured it's just better to come in here and say hi. So today was great. The guys picked me up around 12:30. We went right back to the house and just spent the whole day lounging around the house, watching TV, chatting, telling stories, catching up, playing with the dogs, and just having a wonderfully quiet, easy, peaceful day with a bunch of friends in a really big fancy house, which was really nice. The backyard's gorgeous. I think I filmed little bits and pieces of all of that. The dogs, oh my God, I miss those dogs. They're getting kind of old. They're probably 10 or 11 years old, those little babies. One thing that I was able to do is go through some things I had kept in storage in Steven's basement. Just a couple boxes full of things, and I went through all of it, and I've got a big giant garbage bag full of clothes and all sorts of stuff, a sewing machine I never used, all manner of things that they could drop off at Goodwill. Probably 50 ties that I'll never wear again. So a whole bunch of stuff I asked them to drop off at Goodwill. And there's a whole bunch of stuff I really would like to take home, but I can't in my rollerboard. So Steven volunteered to mail it to me in Las Vegas. So I can't wait to get that. There's a couple pieces of pottery in there I'd like to show you from my earliest days of working with clay. That I was happy with and not so ashamed that I didn't throw them away. But there's a couple of things in the box that I did find that I wanted to show you. Now, if I had a way to scan them while I was here, I would certainly do that. But I'm just going to show you the pictures. I'm just going to hold them up. You can see them as much as you can see my face. So there's a couple pictures in here that I treasure
that I had forgotten where they had gone, and I thought I'd lost them forever, and here they were in these boxes. So first, is anyone curious about what my ex-husband looked like? Have I showed you anybody curious? Ta-da! That is me. I was probably 39, maybe 40, and that's my ex-husband right there. Yeah. So that was us, probably on our second or third date. That was up in Canada, I think. Yeah, those were the days. That was my ex-husband and me. I don't treasure that photo so much, but it is novel to see what I looked like when I was his age, when I was that age and so naive. This is a picture of my father when he was in the army, and we may not look alike here, but in real life, side by side, we are identical twins. I am identical to my father. That's my father when he was a young man and when he was thin. But that was him. You can see how old this photo is. He was a lieutenant here. So there you go. He was a lieutenant back then. This is my brother. Some of you have already seen my brother's photo, but this is filthy. I have to see if I can have this restored somehow. But this was my little brother, Mark. And this was taken about a week before he died. He's a sweet little kid. If you didn't hear the story about Mark, Mark gave another kindergartner a black eye shortly before he died. He would have ended up in prison. I mean, it wouldn't have been a good end. So I also found some pictures that were taken, you know, when you go on a cruise, there's all this emphasis on taking photos. Well, this is a photo of me and my exes. Now, I was in a relationship, I may have told you about it at some point, with these two fellows, Glenn and Keith. This is probably 3 or 4 days after we met, and this is when the spark was being lit, and we were all kind of, you know, in this obsessive, compulsive, romantic kind of, but that was the three of us. That was, that's Glenn right over here, me in the middle, looking pretty dapper in that shirt, and that's Keith over here. He isn't photographed very well here. He looks like kind of like one of the Lord of the Rings, what do you call them? Not gnomes or trolls. What are the little people in the Lord of the Rings? Yeah, he kind of resembles one of those in this photograph, but in person he was much cuter. But this ended up being just a disaster. But these are 3 photos of me, Juan, Stephen, and Phil. And this is the 4 of us looking like we were part of a middle-aged gay pop group, don't you think? But look at me, how tan I was. Look how tan I was. And there's this one, which is pretty similar. I don't think any of us knew how to pose. Look at Philip. Oh my God. And then there's this one. This is my favorite. I think that's like the best photograph I've ever taken in my life. But yeah, those are some photographs from that cruise. That cruise, I think it was 2014, was life-changing for me. That was the time where I discovered I had some self-esteem, just a little tiny bit. They helped destroy that, but I did find I had a little bit of self-esteem, and that, yeah, it was a time of adventure, and I learned a lot about myself on that trip. But so I found these wonderful photographs that I thought I had lost forever in that little box. So blah, blah, blah. I'm going to pack all this stuff up. I've got a whole bunch of clothes and stuff. I have to find a way to stuff into my current luggage to bring back home. And then it is 8:35. I want to be in bed by 9:15. I have to wake up at 3:30 in the morning. So I will see you probably tomorrow morning. All right. Have a good night, and sorry for the long, drawn-out story about these photos, but some of you will find that interesting. I will see you soon. Bye. I always think I'm finished talking to, and then I find something to say. So I found 3 other things in that box that I'd forgotten about and that I thought I lost forever. There are 3 sort of experiments I made in working with clay while I was down in Florida. I was getting really attracted to the idea of altering thrown forms. And these are experiments of mine with throwing cups and then attaching these little parts of these pieces of bowls to these cups. Now, the idea is that you wouldn't use a handle on the cup so much as you just kind of put your palm here and hold on to the cup like, you know, it was a latte bowl or something. And it's just kind of oddly comforting to have that little cup shape in your hand. This was another experiment, sort of holding it like this, see? And it was just an experiment, but I really liked how they turned out. So there are some of the few pieces I kept. The rest I threw away after smashing with a hammer, but that was a little crazy ex-girlfriend kind of mood I was in. This one was one of my favorites. It's shaped roughly like a toilet in my mind, but the idea is that I was holding on to it kind of like this, and it just felt comfortable like this. What makes me very excited is how thin, and I don't know if you can even see how thin these pieces are. Can you tell? And they're porcelain, so they're just really just beautiful clay. So I'm gonna see if I can't have these fired at the Pottery Studio in Las Vegas, and maybe glaze them. But I think I just like to have them finely fired because they're only bisqued right now. But these are some things that I found in that box that I thought I had thrown away or lost. I'm particularly happy with this one right here. It makes me think of a bubble that you might have blown a bubble and another bubble kind of stuck to it. You see that form there? So happy with that. All right, I will see you guys later. Bye. I know, me again. I told you I was gonna go to bed. Something I found stuck between some photos was these 3 sheets of paper that are bits and pieces of my grandmother's family story. And talking about her grandfather, who ended up moving to the States from Italy. He built a house somewhere between the area of Bangor and East Bangor, what they later called Roseto. That may have been Rosetta, I don't know, which is where they were originally from. So building the first house in the area, he was honored as the founder of Roseto or Rosetta, Pennsylvania, whatever that is. I have to look into that, but really, really interesting piece of history that I almost lost. So how neat is that? I have to look into this family history about if I can find a place called Roseto, Pennsylvania. Wouldn't that be interesting? A little family history there. Well, one more piece of treasure I found in that box. So now I'm gonna let you go and go to sleep because I'm deeply fatigued. All right, toodaloo, bye. Good morning, guys. Hi. So it is about 4:25 in the morning, and the birds are singing, and the air is stirring, and the day is beginning, and man, all I want to do is crawl in bed. Oh my God. Yeah, so to my body, it is 1:20 in the morning, so feeling kind of rough. I went to bed at like 9:30 last night. I probably didn't get to sleep till probably 10:15. Woke up at 3 and couldn't get back to sleep, but blah, blah, blah. So today I don't really have to do a lot. I'm flying lead. We're on a 321 for a change. I'm rarely on 321s. And in that position, all I really do is service for the first 5 rows, a hand service, rather than do the cart service. And, you know, do trash runs and communicate with the flight deck. So it's not going to be a difficult day. Just all I have to do is get home. And we're supposed to be home. We're scheduled to be home by like 7:39 or something in the morning. So I'll make it. I'm just tired. I'm hoping there's coffee at the airport. But that's it. So I will see you at the airport or in Las Vegas. Hey guys, how are you? Welcome back to Las Vegas. The sun is blinding. This is more traditional weather for Las Vegas. I left here, it was 70 degrees. Now it's like 85 and it's only about 8:30 in the morning. So there's the car. Say something, honey. There you are. Yeah, that trip from Atlanta to Las Vegas was tedious. I think I'd say tedious. I wouldn't say it was bad or good. There were probably 6 people. I felt so bad. I felt so bad for these ladies. There were probably 4 to 6 ladies who were nauseous or sick the entire flight. One young lady, adorable, adorable. She must have been sick a dozen times. The poor thing. We actually asked if we could get paramedics for her, and she said no, she refused. It was a lot, these poor people. But it was a traditional Atlanta flight, you know, nothing horrible, just, again, mildly tedious, because, you know, lots of little teeny things. But like I say, I loved my job. I had good coworkers working with me. My chasers were awesome. And yeah, it was a good trip all around. So no worries. I'm going to try and swap out of my next Atlanta trip because this next one is not fun. I have successfully swapped out of the Pittsburgh trip for another Pittsburgh trip later on in the month. And I'd like to try and swap out for my last trip too. So I'm going to spend today, which is the 14th, bidding primarily. That's my first concern. And then trying to swap out of these trips. But blah, blah, blah. I am so tired. I'm actually contemplating stopping off and having breakfast at like Black Bear Diner or something because I'm starving. And then that's it. I'm going to go home, give the cat some treats, and that's it. That's my trip. Thanks for joining me today. It probably wasn't a very interesting video, but I had the best trip. It was really fun. That layover was amazing, but I keep talking. I digress. I will talk to you guys later. Have a great day and fly safe.